Fall in. Dress right, dress cover down. 4 and 40 all around. It's time for the Abington Veterans Muster, and this time we're on deployment. We're not in the studio. My name is Travis Parrington, Abington resident, Marine Corps veteran, and your host. And today we're going to pass the word, as always, with 2 events you must know about. The first being the Abington Veterans Family Day. Now, this event is September 7th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Abington Knights of Columbus on 254 Hancock Street in Abington, Massachusetts. It's a free event. We're going to have the police department and the fire department show up with a Touch for Truck event. We're going to have a bouncy house. Maybe I'll get inside. A musical bubble barge, balloon events, glitter tattoo artists, games for the kids, and a free lunch with ice cream and the fixings for Abington veterans and their families. You won't want to miss this if you're a veteran. Come on down, check it out, and who knows, you might meet a new friend. We're very happy to do this, and thank you for all the support from the Abington Knights of Columbus and others who have put this event together. Now, on November 12th, that's a Wednesday, at the Abington Council on Aging, we're having our annual Veterans Luncheon, and this is an amazing event supported so much for the last couple of years. We've had people in the community, other veterans resource groups come out and support this event, and it's just been an enthusiastic time watching people come together and enjoy the camaraderie and the spirit and the celebration of our American veterans who come right from Abington, Massachusetts. So we're down here today on assignment, on deployment, for the Behind the Hero Luncheon. I'm going to go in Mia Regazza in a couple minutes and start taking some video, doing some interviews with people who are going to do this event. And this event is for Abington Veterans Widows. So if you're a widow of an Abington resident who served and lost his life, Adam and Lisa have created this program to let you know of the benefits and rights and things and obligations that are due you as a widow of a veteran from Abington. So this is going to be an amazing event. You're going to see it all next. Thank you so much for joining us. Fall out. I'll see you soon.
Why we did this. So prior to the census survey being mailed out, we decided, we've all seen on the census survey, it says, are you a veteran? That's a pretty standard thing all throughout the country. And we proposed the question to the town, why aren't we asking if there are spouses of deceased veterans? Because we have so many benefits that are available for them, and we don't have a way to connect with them. So we added, are you the spouse of a deceased veteran, on the census survey, which is why you all are here. We learned that we have 75 that actually checked that block. We have a lot more, I'm sure of it, because we've since met many widows since this has come that didn't get an invitation. Hoping to, I think we are the first in the state to add this. So hopefully we can standardize the process and continue reaching the family members of our deceased veterans, because there are so many benefits out here. And that's why we're here today. I'm going to read off my paper here, so bear with me. I'd like to just talk to you about the Massachusetts history of how they support our veterans. Maybe I had too much coffee here. But Massachusetts has a long history of supporting veterans. In the 18th century, the towns in Massachusetts Bay Colony provided assistance to veterans in need who fought in the French and Indian War. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts began providing for its veterans immediately following the Revolutionary War. At the start of the Civil War in 1861, the state legislature formalized the assistance provided to veterans by establishing Mass General Law, Chapter 115, and the Department of Veteran Services. Offices of Director of Veteran Services, burial agents, and grave officers opened up in every city and town across the Commonwealth. State and local government leaders want to recognize the service in the armed forces by providing certain essential benefits to the men and women, both living and deceased, who had borne the burden of military duty, and to their families. I'm proud to state that Massachusetts is the only state in the entire country that requires every city and town to have a veterans agent or a veteran service officer that says a lot about how it supports its veterans. The only state in the country that requires every city and town, and they reimburse the towns back 75% of the benefits that we pay out. So we are grateful for the EODS, because in 2022, state legislature passed a law that elevating veteran services to a cabinet level status on March 1st, 2023, and the Executive Office of Veteran Services was created. EOVS was established with Dr. John Santiago sworn in as its first veteran secretary, and on June 5th, 2023, Deputy Andrea Gayle-Bennett became our full-time deputy secretary. So why am I explaining all this? We're going to talk about a lot of benefits today, and these are benefits that your husbands earned. They earned these benefits. These are not just handouts. These are benefits that they've earned, and they're here for you. So if you are eligible for any of these benefits today, please come and talk to us. Make an appointment with us. We want to help. This is why we're here. Our hearts are in this. Believe me. You will see that after today. So if there's been any questions, we're going to have a lot of them, I'm sure. Make an appointment with us. We'd love to spend some time with you, sit down, learn about what your husband did in the service, and see if there could be any benefits that we talked about today that you may be eligible for. Even if you applied in the past and you were denied, come see us. If you believe in your heart of hearts that your husband died from something service-connected, I don't want you to give up. I want you to come and see us. I want you to let us give it a try again and again and again until we have no other options, and that's what we are here for. So please open your hearts and minds today and be open to what we have to say. There's no strings attached. If you don't qualify for any benefits, we hope you enjoy a good meal. We're thrilled and proud to be here and to honor all of you. And it's just incredible to be standing here with all of you. So thank you very much. Please welcome Deputy Secretary.
So thank you so much for the kind introduction. It really is an honor and a privilege to be here with all of you today. I'm going to start off by just thanking the town of Abington for being such an avid veteran supporter. It is a little unusual. There are some towns that aren't as supportive, and so you are blessed to have what you have here in Abington. I do want to thank all of the anyone who had anything to do with organizing this event today. I know Lisa was pretty instrumental in all of this, and all of the organizations and the volunteers just putting this on together. And your state is she a state rep? The state rep?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, she had a baby. We can excuse her not being here today, but she's an avid supporter as well, and she really does come with a lot of experience and a lot of heart to serve everyone here. But most of all, I really want to thank all of you for being here. All of the spouses, well, let's see, we have all women, so all of the wives, all of the widows of veterans who've answered that simple but powerful question: are you the spouse of a deceased veteran? And from that simple question, so I'm going to read my notes. It's a little dim here, and I don't have my glasses on, so bear with me. 75, as Adam mentioned, 75 of you came forward, and many for the very first time. We had not had any experience with the Veterans Service Office. And that's extraordinary. What it showed me is that even when the years have gone by, even when you may not have thought of yourself as part of the veteran community, you are part of that community, and you are part of that family. And today is proof of that. And so, as was mentioned, I'm the Deputy Secretary for EOVS, and I'm also a veteran from the Mass National Guard. And I can tell you, I served, but I didn't serve alone. My family served with me. And I saw it firsthand, the sacrifices that they made right alongside with me. And you may not have worn the uniform, but you carried the weight of deployments, the long nights, the uncertainty of caring for your hero. And when they returned, again, you took care of them. You are truly the heart behind the hero, as this luncheon is named. And it's your sacrifice that has been real and lasting. And so I know that for many of you, reaching out to the Veterans Service Office may feel unfamiliar or even unnecessary after all these years. Some of you may even have thought that chapter is closed and there's nothing left for you. Well, I want to encourage you today to keep an open mind, as Adam said. The benefits and support your late spouses earned through their service are also here to support you. So whether it's financial help or healthcare resources or survivor support or just someone to talk to, you're not alone in this. And one of the most important things you can do after today, as Adam said, is to connect with him and the office. They're here to guide you and to answer your questions and to help you access the support you may not even realize you're eligible for. So please don't let those hard-earned benefits go unused. They are part of your story also, and they are meant to honor your spouse's service by caring for you. And I'm going to say that again. They are part of your story, and those benefits are meant to honor your spouse's services by caring for you. So, when I retired from the Guard, I carried with me not only the memories of my time in uniform, but the deep awareness that my journey was never alone. My husband, my parents, my children all sacrificed with me. And in so many ways, their service has been just as profound as mine. That is why I feel such a strong connection for this event. And when Adam asked, I said, absolutely, I wouldn't miss it. You all are the living reminder that military service is a family affair. And that our gratitude must extend to those who served quietly, stood quietly, but faithfully behind their hero. So today, as we share a meal, and as we celebrate one another, I hope you leave not only with a sense of honor, but also with a renewed sense of belonging. You're not forgotten. You are part of the veteran community here in Abington and across Massachusetts. So we are here to stand with you. And I want you to really absorb that. We are here to stand with you. So I'll leave you with a simple challenge, and that is reach out, ask questions, and let us serve you. The door's open, and we want you to walk through it. And thank you again for your sacrifice, and your strength, and for being here today. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you to everyone who made this event possible, and for recognizing that sometimes one small question, it was a small question, like 6 words, can lead to a movement of connection and care. So thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you to Adam and to Lisa for putting this whole thing on, and to all of our speakers, and all of you ladies for being here today. I do know some of you have come in and taken advantage of our property tax exemptions. Anyone, a surviving spouse of someone who is a veteran, can come to me and we can give you a full exemption off of your property taxes. okay? It seems confusing, but I come in and we'll fill out the application for you. We'll help you with it. I send out the applications every single year to people who have previously gotten them. But if you know of someone, then you can definitely give me a call and we'll send them out as to you. The exemption that we're talking about is the 22D, and it is for surviving spouses and Gold Star spouses. It will give you, where everybody's property taxes now are going so high, we would like to give you that benefit that, like I said, your spouse has earned full exemption off of your property taxes, and all you have to do is ask for it. I would be the one that would determine eligibility. All of our applications are confidential. I redact any information that you don't want anybody to see. But basically, all we would need would be the DD 214 and I believe the letter from the VA. So I have my information is up with Adam, and also you can call me anytime if you have a question about it, and I'd be happy to help. I just have two other things that I wanted to say. We also, in the assessor's office, we come out and do cyclical inspections. What that means is that we have every house in the town of Abington has to be inspected by the assessors at least once every 10 years. So we do about 600 every year, and it's going to be me or my boss, Yolanta. So just so that you ladies know, it's always going to be a woman that's knocking on your door. And once we do it, we won't bug you for 10 more years. All right? It's really quick. I know a couple of you in here have had me come out and do inspections in your house. And we'll also, if I leave a green tag on your door, know that it's me that you're calling, and that I will be the one that will come out and do the inspection for you. It's not going to be anybody that you don't know, because now you know me. So, other than that, I mean, the assessor's office is the place for all things taxes. So if anybody has a question on any kind of tax, whether it's property tax, whether it's excise tax, any of that, I want you to know that you can feel free to call me, because I will be happy to talk to you and answer any questions that we have.
Hi everyone, thank you. I'm going to talk to you guys about one particular benefit. It's called Chapter 115. It's our low income benefit, and I have several people on the program, and half of them are actually widows. And I get so many people widows in particular, that are like, I didn't even know this existed, or I didn't know I qualified. And the widows that I do have on this program benefit so much from this. So, the low income program, you may think you're not low income enough, or whatever the case, but I'll talk a few numbers with you. I'll keep this really quick. So, assets. They don't count your house, and they don't count one vehicle. So if you have two vehicles, they'll count the second vehicle as part of your assets. So when you're thinking of your assets, think like that extra stuff you have, basically. So your asset limit to qualify for singles is $8,400. Is your total asset limit. So if your assets are over that amount, still come and see. If you're close, come and see me. But if they're well over that, then you probably won't qualify for the low income program. But another thing is your monthly income. The limit for the monthly income is currently $2,600, $2,609 to be exact. So if your Social Security comes in every month and it's lower than that, come and see me. Come and see me. You may qualify. So the low income program will give you cash benefits. So they'll give you cash benefits for your fuel in your housing to heat your home. They'll give you assistance for your housing. So be it you live at a home or in an apartment. They'll also give you reimbursement for medical things. So say you have Med Part B that you're getting taken out every month, $185 a month. I can reimburse you in full for that if you qualify for the low-income program. Things like your prescriptions, you can get that reimbursed as well. So, as we have all been saying this whole time, please come and see us. Come and find out if you're paying for things that you shouldn't be paying for. I'm happy to help you figure that out. You'll also notice this sheet of paper is in your packet detailing a little more about the program as well as some of the documentation required that I will probably ask you for if you come and inquire about joining the program.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am the surviving spouse of Larry Cleary, who was in Vietnam from 1968 to 1970. He served in Vietnam. He came home with many ailments, both physical and mental, which he applied through the VA for help and was denied. And he just brushed it off and was very disappointed and never went back. His younger brother, who is also a veteran, got him back into applying and got him some help, a small amount of help. And then years went on, and he passed away unexpectedly in 2018. And the veterans agent that he originally went to years ago called me after she seen what the cause of death was, and said that he would definitely be considered for that benefit, or I would be. So I went to her office, I applied many times, was denied many times, reapplied, years went by, and I finally just about gave up too. Then I heard about the PACT Act after many years, and with the help of Adam and Lisa, we applied for the PACT Act, and within 6 months, I was surprised to hear back from the VA, and Larry was awarded what he had earned. And I just wanted to say to everybody, don't give up. Have patience, because your loved one would want you to have this benefit. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Paula Broom. I did come with Lisa Dodge, who lives in town. Her husband was the Marshfield VA agent when I first started applying for my husband, who refused to have anything. I don't know how many people here have Vietnam veteran husbands who refused to take any benefits and wouldn't apply. And in Marshfield, we discovered a group of us who did have veterans, some who did not apply. And I finally convinced my husband when he was almost bedbound that we need to keep applying. And I had started the process when Mr. Dodge was there, and that was almost 20 years ago. When John agreed, I went back to Marshfield, and they still had his folder and that I had started. And what happened in Marshfield is that there were a number of us who had Vietnam veteran husbands and other war veterans who hadn't applied but were sick. And because some of our illnesses were similar, our agents decided to put us together just to get together and talk about what we were doing. And it came to a point where, even though we each had different experiences with our husband's illnesses, we still had to go through processes. So, for example, my husband went in 1965 into Vietnam, and he wasn't old enough. So when Adam said, you have to turn in your date of birth, well, when I went down to Otis, and they said, that's not his date of birth. I said, yeah, it is. He lied when he went in. He was too young. And the officer there said, yes, most Vietnam veterans who were too young did lie about their age. So don't except the fact that it was the wrong date, because a lot of them lied. And they lied when they came out, because if you wanted to come out and you had an injury and you told them that you still had the injury, you didn't get out as early. So there's all kinds of things, but these are the kinds of things we shared with each other. I had to find 50 years worth of medical information on my husband in order to prove that he was disabled. Try to find Quincy City Hospital that was closed. Try to find other sources of medical issues. I have a folder this big from hospitals, and it took us quite a while, and we got together and met. Our group wasn't as good as yours, as big as yours. We started with just a dozen of us, but we shared each week what we were doing. So it helped us, and we shared what benefits might come from that. I went in with the process of figuring that I was helping my husband, and it ended up helping me, because he was not declared 100% disabled until 3 days before he passed. And because of that, I get widow benefits. And because he was 100%, I get quite a few widow benefits, which I didn't go in expecting. I didn't know I'd get benefits. I thought that I was helping him to get what he needed in this care part of his life. The part I wanted to share with you about our group is that we have become very collegial, and we have become a support group. Our VA agents set an agenda each week about things to talk about, a lot of things that Adam covered today, and was it Andrea and Lisa and your town, all of those things that we would talk about at a different point in time. We very rarely had guest speakers come in, because we would share information that we were going through and help each other. We became a support group, but Lisa and Karen, who happen to be our agents, had an agenda each week, and they shared with us what we were started the conversations with what we were going to do. And it's them who keep us going. But when we come now, we've become so much a group that we can support each other when new young people come in. We just had a young woman come in whose husband died 3 weeks ago. And she was new to town. And now she has all new friends. She called the other day and said, I need to go out for dinner with someone. So 4 of us went out. It's a support group. If you look around the room, a few people I talked to today didn't know each other before today. You become friends. You become an immense support group for each other. And even if you don't get benefits, you get the collegiality and the understanding that you get from a friend who's gone through similar things, whether whether they get benefits or not. And we all get different benefits, because our husband's injuries were all different. Their designations are all different. Their percentage of being disabled are all different. But it's interesting to hear what you can get, because some of the things Adam talked about are fairly recent. We had one woman in our group, when her husband died 30 years ago, she applied for benefits. She had 3 little kids. She fought for 30 years and finally got her benefits this year. 30 years worth she had to wait. She had to put the kids through school all by herself. And because she applied and still had that piece of paper that said she applied, her benefits were reimbursed back to that date. So when Adam said, apply today of your intent, your benefits, if you earn some, will go back to this month. That was one of the things that stood out, how important it is. Another woman in our group, she did not get state benefits because she remarried after her husband died in Vietnam. And she fought again for that many years, and Representative O'Connor just got the bill passed that if you remarry, you can still get state benefits. So she can't get the past 30 years worth, but anybody coming along now can. And that was because of the efforts of her and our VA agents who put all this together. So I think I'm going to put this out to you. Is there anything you would like to know about what we're doing? We call ourselves the Poppies. Most of us have scarves. I have a pin on my jacket. I have a sticker on the back of my car, so we're around town and we see a sticker with a poppy, we know that we're connected somehow. And we go to every parade, we're in every parade. We go to, I noticed here you had someone's name with a Purple Heart. So when we're dedicating an area for a deceased veteran, we make sure we go so that there's always somebody there to support the family, even if that veteran's family isn't in town anymore. So those are the kinds of things we do to support our veterans in town. Our veterans do go out to eat once a week. We don't. We get together to chat. And we bring our own things, but that's okay. That they are into theirs.
Good afternoon. My name is Donna Shasik, and I am a volunteer coordinator for the Greater Boston chapter of Gold Star Wives, along with my friend Donna Brown. We share the job. It's a big job. What we try to do is get out there so people know who we are. Because sometimes people walk up to us and say, "Why are you dressed in yellow? You're the Sunshine Club." Well, it's not a club you want to join. Because how you get to join the Gold Star Wives is you lose your loved one from their service-connected disability. And we are a very active group in Boston. Recently we had our 80th convention in New York City. We went to New York because that's where Eleanor Roosevelt first started Gold Star Wives 80 years ago. And we met Gold Star Wives from all over the country, as far away as Hawaii, Alaska, and the south, east, south, northwest. It was wonderful to talk to those people. And we all talk and connect. And we also do a lot of work about legislature to get certain bills passed, to get increases in some of the benefits that we get. So it's a very important convention that we have every year. A little bit about my background. My husband was a United States Marine for 26 and a half years. He did 2 tours in Vietnam. He retired, and then, of course, the Agent Orange came about. He got very sick. He fought for 15 years for his benefits. He finally got them with the help of Stephen Lynch. He was 100% disabled for more than 10 years before he passed away in 2015. And that's when I looked in Semper Fidelis newsletter that we got every month. We had a note in of people to contact when you lose your loved one. So I went to the Veteran Service Officer, and I also called the Gold Star House. And the minute I stepped into the first meeting, I felt like I belonged. I had a large family, lots of friends, and they were very helpful to me. But there was something missing. I didn't have a purpose anymore. And when I joined the Gold Star Wives, I found my purpose. I wanted to be a very proud widow for my husband, and I wanted to do things to help other veterans in this manner, and that helped me heal. So we meet a couple times a year. We hope to meet more often, and we do service for veterans in the VA hospitals, at the shelter. Any memorials that we're invited to the State House for many memorials, and we honor veterans and we say their names, because they always say a person dies twice, when they take their last breath and when their name is mentioned for the last time. So in every time we in a ceremony, we say their name, their rank, where they served, and how proud we are of them. And we continue to do that. With the VA hospitals, we do ice cream socials there. We also do some work about the shelter, which Donna will talk about. She spearheads that. I do a lot of fundraising with Wreaths Across America. And for every wreath that we sponsor, Wreaths Across America will give us back $5. And we use that $5, and of course it adds up to more than $5. And we use that to subsidize, to pay for the veterans' ice cream socials, and to pay for the different things that we do for the veterans. All over the state, we take turns. We go to West Roxbury, we go to Chelsea, we go to Brockton, and we're going to get up to Northampton. So we do travel all around the state. Let's see what else. We do the flags at the cemetery. We do the wreaths for Wreaths Across America at the cemetery. We do a lot of fundraising in front of Market Basket for Wreaths Across America. And believe people are very generous, and they always thank a veteran, and they say thank you for your service, and it means a lot. Let's see. So I think. One of our purpose also is to let other people know about their benefits, because a lot of people didn't know. The first time I went to meet my VSO, he wasn't in the office, he never answered, I was still working. So what happened is I went to pay my taxes, And I heard that spoken many times today. And the person at the tax clerk said, "You don't owe any taxes." And I started to cry because I knew that I owed the taxes. I knew my husband got a rebate, but I never expected to get my taxes paid for and fully abated. And I don't think he ever knew that either. And she was helpful to me. She walked right down to the VSO's office and she came right back. "He will see you right now," she said. And he did, and he helped me. That person has since retired, and we have a wonderful VSO now. I live in the town of East Bridgewater. I have some applications for Gold Star Wives if anyone's interested in joining. We have a lot of fun things that we do, as well as work to help other veterans. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Donna Brown, the other half of the Donnas. We go through being known as the Donnas. I'm here today to share my story about how much the Gold Star Wives have meant to me. My husband, Sergeant Robert Lee Brown, served in the United States Marine Corps from 1967 through 1971. He enlisted in the Corps after high school, giving up a baseball scholarship to serve his country. He fought in Vietnam from 1968 to 1969. Bob died on July 25th, 2013 from the effects of Agent Orange, after struggling with related medical conditions for years, including diabetes, PTSD, kidney disease, neuropathy, heart disease, blindness, and vascular dementia. Throughout his life, he is what we call the ultimate G.I. Joe. He was proud of his service, his country, and he was a proud Marine. When Bob died, I no longer felt like I belonged anywhere. The Gold Star Wives gave me a place to belong and purpose. I don't have to hide my grief with them. When a loved one passes, you are not the same person. I felt like I did not belong anywhere. I was no longer a couple, so I didn't fit in with our friends. I had older children who were grown and raised in their own families and were busy. Friends don't understand. Some even walk away because your grief makes them uncomfortable. The Gold Star Wives gave me a place to belong, a purpose. I don't have my grief with them. The support gave me the strength to go forward and help veterans. I have worked tirelessly with the Gold Star Wives to honor and care for our troops and veterans. Working with the New England Shelter and Home for Veterans in Boston, Cape Cod Cares for the Troops, Home-Based Outreach, Project 351, just to name a few. Here are some of the ways that we have been able to make a difference. Donna has mentioned a few. Working with Home-Based Outreach, we ensure that the names of Vietnam veterans are read on Memorial Day on the Boston Common. This was for the first time 2 years ago. Before that, they would only do post 9/11. Donna and I fought very hard to get their names read. We hold a Christmas festival for 300 homeless veterans that live at the shelter in Boston. We set up a shopping area so that they can actually shop. Because even though they're homeless, they have families, whether they're in other shelters or that they can't live with at the time. So they come and they can shop for toys, pajamas, jackets. We hand out homemade cookies. We have Christmas cards for them if they want to write a one, and we mail it for them. And we also have our Secretary of Veterans Affairs come and hand out over 200 handmade Christmas stockings, which are made by the Cranberry Quilters down the Cape. And they hand them out to the veterans, and you can't imagine what that's like. Some of them have never gotten a Christmas stocking. In fact, some try to give it back to us after they emptied them out because they didn't realize it was theirs. We also hold an ice cream social for the 300 of them there. We organize toy drives. We do care packages for the deployed. We're doing that September 11th on the Greenway in Austin. We do can drives, potlucks, and place bags and wreaths on the graves. Okay. At the Brockton VA, we handed out 200 homemade cookies to the veterans that live there. last year upon learning that some 8 women down at Fort Hood were expecting babies and their husbands were deployed. We held a baby shower and were able to provide them with all the essentials they needed for newborn. According to the mission and statement, the Gold Star Wise organization is for survivors whose spouses died while serving in the armed forces as a result of service-connected disability, which is my case. I would like to thank you for listening to me, and like Donna said, we have applications if anybody is interested in joining our organization. I can honestly tell you it saved my life.
All right. I'm in Mia Regazza now. We've had a wonderful event, and I'm with Tracy, the manager, and the owner, John, and I talked this morning. He said, if you want to know more about what we do here and how we do it in Abington, talk to Tracy. Tracy, thank you so much for joining me.
I'm very happy I could be here today to discuss Mia Regazza. John and Kristen Martin are the owners, and they've had this restaurant now for, I think, 17 years or so. And from the beginning, they have always given back to the community. They give away, I want to say, hundreds of gift certificates throughout the year for donations to the high school, to the middle schools, to the whatever you're raising funds for. They're very good about giving back to the community. And on Veterans Day, they give a free lunch or dinner to any veteran that comes in. Doesn't matter what they order. They just have to pay for their drink. But they do give back quite a lot.
So, speaking of that, right, it's one thing to give a gift card to somebody and you don't really know where it went. But it's another thing to see 30, 35, widows of veterans right here in your restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
What's that does to you and your staff?
Again, John and Cricket setting the example for us to give back. It makes people happy to see people, especially myself. I am a widow, so seeing all the ladies here together and people talking about their husbands and the honors and, what they could have in place of, not in place of them, but as, some sort of comfort to be with each other, I think is really special. And most of the people here would agree with that as well.
Well, it was just a really warm atmosphere. Mm-hmm. A lot of information was passed. We heard the Deputy Secretary of the Commonwealth come and talk to us about Veteran Services, the Marshfield Poppies, and, the Gold Star, Foundation. It was just a really, community event, and I think it really underscores what you all do here for the Abington people.
What we do?
Yeah.
I mean, we love it. I mean, we give 10% off to the people who come in uniform. It just makes us all feel good. This is a big family environment here. Our customers are like family. We have a lot of people come in at the same time. A lot of widowers sit around and just, share their sorrows and think of us as their family. This is their happy place for the day.
Well, Tracy, I know you've got a full house here.
Yes,
I want to
thank
you for giving me some time. What a wonderful event, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You too.
Deputy Secretary Andrea Gayle-Bennett, interim. You're on the move. You came here today to Abington. We're at Mia Regazza to talk about the heart behind the hero, these women who lost their husbands. What was going through your mind as you're watching their stories and watching Adam talk about this?
This was an incredible, just an incredible thing to watch. These women, all older women who lost their husbands years ago, who probably thought, this was the end for them, that they really didn't have a community to be a part of. But to think that just a simple little question, are you the widow of a deceased veteran, was something that could bring all of these women together. I believe there were 75 who answered the survey. About 35 were here today. And to see them talking to each other, finding and sharing common stories and just getting to know each other and knowing that there's this bond and that there's this support system out there for them and that their service, even if they thought that their service didn't matter or that they even had service, is real. It's real. And we are here, EOVS, Commonwealth, to stand behind them, walk with them, support them, provide them with the benefits that they've earned.
Right.
And it's a way to honor their spouses as well, that we can take care of them.
We talked before about continuing service, and I saw and learned about the Marshfield Poppies. Mm-hmm. These women in Marshfield who got together and, became a tribe, a clan, a force. We need more of that, don't we?
We absolutely do. And I hope there's a chapter in every city and town in Massachusetts, because there are spouses of deceased veterans in every city and town in Massachusetts. So it would be a wonderful way just to have that support. Like I said, whether it's financial support, health care support, or just somebody to talk to. Sometimes that's all or somebody to just go out to lunch with. You just need that connection in that community.
And we closed it out with the Gold Star Wise organization, also a national org serving. As we move forward, this is going to spread, isn't it?
It certainly is. We can only move forward together. And so as long as we stick together and continue this type of event and this type of camaraderie and this type of outreach, we will move forward.
Well, Deputy Secretary, I know that you are moving a mile a minute, literally. I want to thank you for coming on here, but joining us today at this wonderful event. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Safe travels.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the Abington Veterans Muster. You are dismissed.